So I've now completed the Series 3 collection from Jazzwares Vault, and I wanted to chat through each different item and then some of the challenges that we ran through as we went through this whole release of the Vault, which has been exciting and also a little bit frustrating. So the first thing that we had that came out from Jazzwares Vault was actually the Series 3 Scout Class collection here in the front. So this released at the very beginning with the Battle of Hoth Battle Pack. That was the AT-AT with the Snowspeeders. So when that released, there was a little bit of a hiccup with the website when it first opened up, but it was a timed start, which ended up being okay. So ran relatively smoothly. The items, for the most part, the Series 3 Scout Class stuff came out a long time ago, and it was actually probably the most widely distributed of the Scout Class items that we ended up getting throughout the series. So there weren't a whole lot of people that were interested in that. It's actually still available now on Jazzwares Vault if you wanted to get it. You can see here on the packaging that it's actually one of 1,500, and that's okay in this circumstance because, again, most people got these at retail. It is very nice to be able to get the collector's packaging, and let's actually take just a quick look at that when we open this guy up to see what that looks like on the inside. So you've got this really nice hollow foil image here on the back, and then you have your 8 different items from the Scout Class in here. So you've got your chase, your rares, and then all of the common vehicles. It's a very nice packaging. They did a great job with this, and it was really cool to have as a collector set. So then we move on to the second thing that they ended up releasing Jazzwares Vault, which was the Series 3 Light Armor Class collection. So again, this is one of 1,500. Light Armor Class was much more difficult for most people to find in stores, mainly when they were looking for Plo Koon and Ayla Secura. So for whatever reason, after Series 1, and there was just a slight bit of Series 2 Light Armor Class that we ended up getting at Target. Now those are no longer carried at Target currently, and Walmart is the only place to get it. So when you look at the entire breadth of the distribution that you could have for Ayla as well as Plo Koon, the difficulty is you only have one retailer carrying it, which was Walmart. So this made it very difficult for a lot of people to find at retail. And so this collector set was going to be one of the great ways for a lot of the major collectors to be able to get that item. Unfortunately, there was a problem with how Vault launched this. So this went up about 3 minutes early. It started to pop up on there where it was available. And they had changed the quantity of purchase to allowing each person to get 3 of them at a time. This created a huge problem because not only did it open 3 minutes early, so everybody that was waiting for the Vault launch to open at noon missed out on it. And if you didn't get on there early enough, you actually weren't able to get it because when it opened at noon, everything was sold out already. They then started throttling the stock, so it kept coming in and falling out of stock very quickly. We think that there might be bots that were in there that was creating some of that problem with being able to get any of the items. But this was still a very cool collector's edition item to get. They have made a change from that, which has been great to see. So as they continue on, they are learning from it. So they decreased the quantity again to 2, which is what we ended up getting with the Starfighter class. So here is what this looks like inside. So again, we've got this really cool, again, hollow foil back. And then you have all of your items in here. You have your Chase, Ayla, Plo Koon, and then you have all of your common vehicles. My only one tiny little gripe with this packaging is, for whatever reason, I think when they designed this box, they might have not considered that the edges here get folded in because, at least from everybody that I've heard of, the first order TIE Fighter kind of got jammed in here, so the box is not in perfect condition. Not that big of an issue for me because, you know, I have a handful of these, but you can see there on the bottom corner down there that it's a little bit bent. So that, unfortunately, is just what happened when they when they boxed it, it just seems like it's a tiny bit too small. But that was corrected with Starfighter class, and Starfighter class is fits in there really good. So we'll go ahead and put this guy back together and then move on to Starfighter class. Now, the great thing about this specific set, even though there were many people that weren't able to get it at the actual release on the Vault, secondary market prices started out, this was actually retailed at $80, I think, and there were a bunch of secondary market things that came up on eBay and Mercari and all of that stuff, and they were in like the 140, 150 range. After probably 2.5 or 3 weeks, those prices started to decrease quite a bit, and many of these were selling at actually close to retail. So they were somewhere in the $80 range with free shipping. There were some like around 100. So even though there may have been some people that missed this, they were still able to get them on the secondary market and not actually break the bank too bad. But that was that one. And then we have our Starfighter class. So here is the Starfighter class. This box is massive, as you can see. Again, you've got the 1 of 1,500. And again, with Series 3 Starfighter class, this was one that was widely available at retail. So both Target and Walmart carried these, and Amazon, especially for all of the commons. So the commons were very easy to find. The chases and the rares were the challenges. But Target had a very good stock of them, as well as Walmart got some in as well. So most people already have all of these items. And so when we look at this from a launch perspective, this launched last month and is still available on Vault today. This does retail at $100, so it's a little bit pricier if you already have all the items to get it for the box, although the droids are all updated in it, which is nice as well. And here is what this one looks like on the inside. So again, you've got this really cool hollow foil backing, as well as you have the same type of layout as what you're going to get in the light armor class. You've got your chase, your rare, and then all of your commons down there on the bottom. So I would say so far for the Vault items, it's been great. It's really awesome to know that we're going to be getting some of these Starfighter class, light armor class, and Scout class collections through the Vault website. And those are all timed releases. So if you aren't on there, you do want to go to Jazzware's shop and then also register for their Vault. So that way you can get any information from them as to when these are going to launch and how to pick them up. The other thing I would highly recommend that you do is make sure that you have all of your auto pay stuff available. So if you do Apple Pay or Shop, have all of that stuff in there so that when you check out, it's a little bit easier to get through that process. I have run into some hiccups over these last couple releases with Apple Pay for whatever reason. So I'm going to try to get that sorted out so that way when new stuff comes out for Series 4 and beyond, that it'll be easier to go through that. There's one other item actually that was released through Vault, which was a special item. This was the Battle of Endor battle pack that they came out with that actually had the AT-ST as well as some speeders. That was another really cool one. They have just absolutely killed it on the packaging. And I would say that I'm excited to see what other releases come beyond just these Starfighter class and light armor class collections. Now, up to this point, everything is 1 of 1,500. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Let's hope that with Series 4, it's going to be a little bit smoother transaction as we go through it. And I do hope that they limit the quantity to 1 per person. Doing it as 2 per person, I think could still be great. They have now opened this up internationally for UK and Canada. So it does make it a little bit more challenging for people to get these. Although with Series 3, that's when it opened up. And so the impression was these things are going to sell out really fast. And they didn't, which again is okay. I think a lot of people probably already have these. As well as with a lot of the sequel trilogy items, those are not as desirable as the original trilogy stuff that we'll see in Series 4 and then also in Series 5. So either way, if you like this, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I've got links to a bunch of stuff down in the description if you want to go through and browse through all of that stuff. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to catching everybody on the next review.